Hi everybody, welcome to Carmen, Katharine's Wreaths. Today we're going to do beginner's Christmas wreaths. Very basic beginner's wreaths, like this one, with and without the snowman. So before we get started, we're going to go over a few simple little things. I use what's called a wood burner, and it's plaid. It's the 2-in-1. I use the stencil tip. It's the only one that looks like a stencil, but it's a little curvy at the top. There's a whole bunch in a little pack. It's the only one that looks like that with the curve. Also, before we get started, I want to talk to you about your cutting board. So I use a cutting board with a piece of plexiglass on it. However, at Walmart, any craft store, they do sell, it's like a plexiglass cutting board. It's a 2-in-1. And it's just like this, a little bit thicker. That way you still have your slide when you're cutting through your mesh. And it's not even that much more money. It's like $1 or $2 more than what you would pay for a regular cutting board. So you can buy an acrylic cutting board from Walmart. So it's like a piece of plexiglass. So I'm going to show you how I cut 4 pieces of mesh at one time. It cuts down on my work, because it's a lot of work to cut to make the mesh wreaths. So what I do is I try to line them up as close as possible on top of one another. It's not always possible sometimes. So I use garden rocks. Make sure that they're heavy duty. You want to sit them on there. I use 4 of them. Probably be best if you got an extra one to use 5 just to have it sitting. So I always tilt the head up, and you're going to cut your first little piece. That's all 4. Then you're going to hold with 2 hands. Be careful you don't cut yourself. Now hold it steady and cut all the way down. So this is at the 10-inch mark. It's like 10 1/4 because I go all the way to the end, which is a little quarter. That is 4 pieces of mesh at once. And again, you can get an acrylic cutting board at Walmart, and it's only $1 or $2 more. So it's the same thing as the plexiglass. It's 2-in-1. So if you have a poster that is plexiglass underneath it, you can use the glass from the poster that you put on your walls. It's the same thing, and you would just, put it over your cutting board if you don't have the money to go buy a new cutting board. So I'm going to cut one more time so everybody can see. Make sure they're seated. You're going to take a little teeny cut through all 4. Hold it with 2 hands. And cut all the way down. Tilt it up as you cut. That is 4 pieces. So it does smell. I tell everybody, if you can smell a chemical and you can see smoke, then you need to wear a mask. You can wear your mask that you get at your nail salons, or I use this when I cut. I'm not using it right now because you won't be able to understand me. So I am going to cut this off because we're not going to use it anymore. And I'm going to clear this up, and then we're going to put our wreath together. Okay, so on this specific snowman wreath, there is 2 pieces in each little crevice here. So that would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 pieces of your 10-inch mesh squares that you would use. Now I do use more on a lot of them, but if you're going to make something like this, then you're only going to need 12 pieces. So this is burgundy gold is what I'm using. It's a 2-toned. It came from Paper Mart. I have some of your Christmas pipe cleaners, and I want to show you how I put them on. And again, remember, you can get an acrylic cutting mat that's for your wood burner. And what else did I, there was something else I wanted to say. Oh, Factory Direct Crafts right now for the month of July is called Jolly July, all in capital letters. There is a 15% off until the end of the month. So if you're seeing this and it's in July and you want to buy some stuff, it's Jolly July in all capital letters. Okay, 15% off, pretty good. And $50 and over is free shipping. I get a lot of stuff from Factory Direct, as I do Paper Mart. So we're going to go ahead and apply our pipe cleaners. So when we put them in, you're going to put them so on the edge, the first one, and the last one inside. You're going to put it underneath, otherwise it's going to move. See how I curled it underneath so it stays in place? And then you're going to twist it. And you want to apply that all the way around. Now, if you're not going to use any of the 10-inch squares, then you're going to cut your pipe cleaners in half. Or if you're only going to use the 10-inch squares and apply it in the center, as I have in this one, then you're only going to leave one in the center. But you want to use all 4 bars. That's how I get the poof wreath I have. So that's how I use my method. So definitely you're going to apply it to all of them. Now these are really thin, which I like, so you're not going to have a big mess, and you can always trim it as you go. So you're going to just apply it in all of them. I believe there's 24 that we need. So like I said, you can cut them in half if you want. So twist under, over, and twist your pipe cleaner. So I'm going to go all the way around. I don't have enough gold, so I'm going to use in the center my silver ones. Okay, so I'm done applying. I left one that I didn't do because in the 2 center bars, that's this one, you don't have to go under and over. You just twist in between, and that's all you do. So when you're applying your mesh on your reform, and this is your 12-inch 4-ring reform. Just wanted to, forgot that part. But when you're applying your mesh, and I do want to say that if you're using an 18-inch reform, this is a perfect roll. The 21-inch will fill one whole 18-inch. You won't have anything left. It's perfect for 18. You have a little bit left when you do the 10 and the 12 and the 14-inch. So, and today I'm going to show you in different colors as well. I pre-did a green one and red one, and we're going to decorate it, and I'm going to show you all the different looks. So you are going to fold this in half, and then you're going to fold it in half again. It's a bunching method. And then you're going to take it and you are going to apply it. So you bunch it and you twist. And twist as tight as you can, and I do too. Now with this little part right here, I take a pipe cleaner. And you're going to have a part here on the outside and one on the inside. You're going to take half a pipe cleaner. A lot of people do what's called the tuck method, and they just tuck it under. I like to secure it. That way it doesn't have friction and it doesn't fray. So you're just going to take half a pipe cleaner and you're going to go around it and you're going to tighten it on. And it keeps it in place and keeps it out of the way. And you do want to try to have a couple inches because it gives you a little bit of room. That way if it does start to fray, it doesn't go into your product, into your wreath. It's on the outside and you can trim it. So the way I do is I take it, here's your first bar, and it's 1, 2, 3. So it's 2 little sections. We're going to go 1 and then 2. Now when you do your outer section on this type of wreath, you have a choice. If you're going to use a snowman in the center, then you're just going to do the 2 sections. If you decide you're not going to use a snowman in the center, then inside of this reform, you're going to, instead of going to 2 sections, you're going to go to 2.5 to 3 sections. And that fills this up inside. So it makes it nice and a full wreath. And it gives you more material to fluff it out as well. So you got 1 section, 2 section. Now, when we get to all the way around, you have to, I'll show you as we do this. So just fill it up, and then when we get to the other end, I'll show you how to do that. So tight, I would do 2 times around. 1, 2. Now you can buy these reforms with the pipe cleaners already attached if you're a beginner. They do sell them like that. Makes it a little bit easier for your beginners. So you can buy it already with these on it. What I have noticed is they don't do every single bar. So you want to make sure that every bar is done. So otherwise you're not going to get the beginner's poofy wreath. So see how we're on our last one already? We're going to go on the back side. 1, 2. Make sure you measure it. It has to be exactly the same, otherwise it's going to be uneven. So with this one, particular one, do you want to mention, if you're not going to, I usually don't use the outer ring unless I'm doing like a certain theme. So when we attach it to go to our second row, and this is the way we're going to do it with each one. You're going to pull it down, and it's not that far down, but you're going to have uneven loops in here, poofs, if you don't do it like this. You're going to have 5 instead of 4 on one of them. So you're going to go down to the next level, and you're going to secure it. You're not just going to go over, because then you're going to end up having 3 on one side, 5 on the other. You need to go down and secure it. And then it's like following the leader. So, see how it's secure? And then 2. And when you color your pipe cleaners, it kind of helps so you can see it. Otherwise, you can get lost with all of the same color pipe cleaners too. So that kind of helps. See how that's right here? And we're going to do that for this 3rd and then the 4th row. Okay, so I went ahead and I tucked the first ones under and I trimmed. You trim very little bit. The first row and the second row, you're going to tuck it, and then you're going to push it in, and then you're going to trim it. All right? I cut my burgundy, and I have the burgundy 2-tone gold to put in this one. I have 3 we're going to decorate today. I have a red one. This is a 14-inch. I left all of them open so you can see what it looks like. This is a little more poofier. And I have the emerald green to go with it. Then I have another 12-inch with the red. So the emerald green with red. And this is a 12-inch. And I tucked this one in as well. So as you can see, I have a ton of Christmas stuff. These are ornaments I got from Walmart at the end of the year. These are all kinds of their little treats like I showed you in my other holiday one. And then I have the pine cones. I have my glue gun and my glue sticks. So what we're going to do right now is we are going to apply. I also have a snowman, my Nana snowman, in case I want to put it in one of the centers. I showed you on this one, the main one. So I'm not sure if I'm going to use the snowman or not. So what you're going to do is, now on this one, like I said, I put 2 in, because what happens is here is when you're doing it like this, your ornament and your pine cone is going to fill this up. So some people use their ribbon in between. I do all 4 bars instead of 3, which would be your ribbon wreath, is 3 of them. I do all 4. And then I do the tuck method. And then I add our 10-inch squares. And then you add your decor. So what I mean by tuck is you're going to pull it apart. And you don't need it all the way apart. But you're going to pull it apart and you're going to tuck it. So you tuck a corner in, pull it apart, and tuck. Corner in, pull it apart, tuck. See how pretty that looks? And it starts to fill up your center. This is why I use all 4 bars, because it gives it that poof. Not everybody uses ribbon. I do ribbons. It's just this is for beginners. This is the easiest way to do it. So you poof it, and then you're going to tuck it, and you tuck it in. Just the corner, poof. I love this 2-tone burgundy. It's beautiful. And tuck. Pull and tuck. Does not have to be perfect. This is why we measure when we do our little loops here on the ends. We measure it too so it's equally around. So you don't have an odd looking wreath. It's completely equal. You're going to pull it apart, tuck it. I'm just going to go through all of them and show you how we do the 14-inch too. All I did was put those together. I didn't do anything else because I wanted to show you guys the different looks. So you can color coordinate any color. Remember, everybody has a different color they like. I wanted to do something a little bit different. This kind of gives it like a bronzy look. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's not a traditional red and green like the other two. This is just something different. Now everybody knows my Nana was the white Christmas tree with the blue lights and the snowman. So you can do the traditional one. And what I would do is I would do your white. You can do this white with the blue in between. It's gorgeous. Very, very pretty. So you can do white and teal. You can do any combination. So I always do the 2 colors. Just gives it an extra hint. Just gives it like a touch of class, I'd say. See how the center is starting to fill up? So you're just going to do that all the way around. Now, if we're going to add the snowman, then we're going to tuck it this way. After you tuck it, you'll pull it apart like this. Alright? But I don't think I'm adding a snowman. I already have one that's added. So I wanted to show you guys without it. So I might do one on the other ones. Not sure yet. So just pull it apart, tuck it in, pull it apart, and tuck. Really pretty. Really, really, really pretty. So this is our Christmas in July. I do have some more Christmas ones I'm doing, but it'll probably be August by the time they're out. And some more Christmas flowers too. And I have some more fall wreaths. So we have a lot more I'm going to share. So listen, there's no science to this. practice makes perfect, just like I said on my other wreaths. What you may think is ugly, another person may love it. So there's no such thing as an ugly wreath. So please don't be hard on yourself, especially if it's your first wreath. Please don't. So, see how gathered this is? So this is nice and full. So what I like to do, and we're going to decorate them after I'm done putting them together. So I cut these with the wood burner. And we have your burgundy, and then we have the burgundy gold, just like the wreath is. I'll lay this up here. And you do not get a lot of fray with these wreaths. I still put sealant on it. So what you're going to do is you're going to roll. Just like if you were making a loop wreath. You're going to roll it up. Now, this one I only have in right here, the one towards the bottom. This one I'm going to fill it all the way up. But I do one at a time to make sure it's tight. So this is what I did. I added one color here and one color on there. This is the second and third bar. I do one at a time. You're more than welcome to do two at a time. But I like to secure my stuff. So this is why I use the whole pipe cleaner on this. So this is going to be a little more fuller than this one. So I'm going to do the two colors, and then as you're done applying your little loops on there, some people call these curls, some people call them loops. As you're done, when you think you have enough, and because I'm adding other things to this, like I'm adding Christmas stuff, I don't want to put too much on this because then it's going to be too big to ship. So I put two here and two here. You're going to take the leftover pipe cleaners and you're going to pull it underneath to the back. And then you're going to tighten it. You want to make sure that it's pretty secure. The reason why I left them a little longer is because it's easier to move it through. So just, and if you want to trim them, if you feel you have enough, then do it. But remember, these do come loose. They can be pulled down and they can come right apart. So I like to really secure it on there. But because I pulled it through, you don't see that. See how deep that is? You're not going to see that pipe cleaner at all. So now we're going to go to your third one. And push it behind. And you're going to pull it through. So the smaller the frame is, the smaller it's gonna be tight space for your hands. So let's see, that wasn't very much, and I used a whole pipe cleaner on this. And you don't have a lot of mess on these either. See that? You can't see it. Can't see it at all. So we're gonna go ahead and fill this up, and then I'm gonna decorate them. Okay, so this is with two little curls in it. So these are called, what I call them is my canvas wreaths. It's because you have a solid color underneath and then you're adding it to it. So it's like a blank canvas. So whenever anyone asks me to make a wreath, I ask them what color canvas do they want. So, and then I ask for two colors, and I even do more than two. I've done 6 colors before with the loops added with the canvas. So the canvas is neat because you have the 6 areas you can apply your art on it. So this is like a blank canvas and you're adding your art. Every wreath maker is an artist. So this is with 2 here, and then I'm going to add 2 more. So there's 4 bundles. So 4 loops on each one in between your poofs. So I like to add to mine, but I wanted to do a simple one and then do one where you can see more. So see how fat this is too? So because I do all 4 with the 21-inch rings, it gives it a fat canvas. And you can do just the blank wreaths with none of this in it, because as you put on your decor, it fills in the center, the little centers in each one. So, sorry, mine went blank. So what I wanted to show you was, you know, the Christmas colors, your classics, and we're going to add to it. I have had some people where they just like just the loops on their blank canvas and then a sign in the center, and that's all they want. And that is perfectly fine. You can do people's favorite colors. I have one lady, I made my friend a cat wreath, and it has gray, red, and black, and then it just has a center sign with the same for her, and it's really cute. So you can do their favorite colors. You don't have to put a lot on this. Same thing with your football wreaths. So this is an easy one to do your football wreaths as well. You do your blank canvas, which is your main color of the football team. So like if it was Georgia, it would be red, and then I put white in the center, and then I put the black. So it's does, you know, the bulldog and then the red and black. It's really, really easy. So this is each one with the 4, and these are with just 2. Now you add your stuff to it. So as far as this one goes, we're going to put her aside for a little bit. So now we're going to apply our decor on it. So with my burgundy gold, I decided to go with brown. I was going to use the gold little balls, but we already have one in gold. So I'm going to do the brown and the gold pine cones. So you are going to put quite a bit on this. And you want to hold it on for about 2 to 3 minutes. And see how I have it right here? You can do it any way you want. This is your work of art, so you choose the way you want it. I usually put it in between my loops, and I hold it in, and then you can put your pine cones on your poofies. So we're just going to hold this in, and this is the same way we're going to do the 2-loop wreath. So remember, when you're not using a center or a sign on this, you do the extra amount. Instead of going 2 little areas over, you go 2.5 to 3, and that's how you fill this up. So with your blank canvas that you're using to make, and then your loops on it, you fill it completely up, and that's how you get it to look like that. So let's get... This is really, really simple. So you're going to hold it in. I am going to do the red and green with my bells and stuff that I got from at the end of the year. So we're going to see different ways to do this. So it's really, really cute. And it does not take much at all. So again, you're going to put in between your little loopies. Just put a good amount on here. And I can feel the heat off of this, so I know it's nice and glued. I'm just going to move it around. Like I said, there's an artist in every one of us, and this is a form of art. So be creative, make it yours, add to it. You want it to symbolize, you know, every one of us has our own style. None of us are the same. So you want to add some of you to it. Yes, you'll get a little bit of glue on there, but it comes off. Little strings. I need to put one more over there. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I did one on in between each loop area and then one on each poof. So this is the 2 loops that we put on our blank canvas. And I am going to add Nana's snowman to it. So I have a T-pin and I took a piece of floral wire and I'm going to stick it in the bottom of my snowman. And this snowman I got at Walmart. I made a whole series of Nana's snowmans, wreaths, after my Nana passed away in October of last year. So you're going to glue it and while that is drying, because we're going to attach it on there, this is a little bit different. The one I did before was a curl, so it had a very fat inside to hold the snowman. This is not as fat because it's not the curl, it's a poofy wreath. So what I want to do is I have a bunch of little things that I got at the end of the year last year. So you want to take all your Christmas stuff that you want to put on it and you're going to play around with it. Make sure, you know, move it around, see where you want everything, because you may change your mind and once it's glued, it's too late. So I do have some snowflakes to go with the snowman to give it that extra Christmassy touch. And I think this is what I want. I did have a little bit of gumdrops too that I got at the end of the year. I might put that with this one that I have laid out everything on too. So this is going to be more like a kid-friendly wreath. Children love snowmen, so do adults, so I'm guilty of it. So we're going to take this off. So the first thing I would do is I would add your snowflakes. This would be towards the last thing you're going to do. So you already placed them where you wanted them. So now you're just going to take a little dab of glue right there in the center. Be careful you don't burn yourself. And you're going to apply it to your poof. Make sure it's tucked and ready to go. Because remember, your snowman's going in this, so this is a little bit different. So you're going to put one. I'm going to save this for the happy holidays. I'm going to put this at the bottom. I'm going to put some on the poofs. And you shape your wreath as you go. Even though I pulled it apart and did the tucking method, you're still going to have to shape it. But once it's done, it's done. There is no reshaping it unless you are doing your little festivals and it's not packed right, then you're going to end up reshaping everything. It does not take much to put these snowflakes on. See, I just burnt myself, owie. Be careful, please. I don't want anyone to get hurt. Just gonna add it all on. Just please, again, be careful you don't, if you feel like you need to hold it down, you can use your scissors to hold it down. It's got it sticks really easy. It's not real These are easy to do. So I have my bells I want to put down here. So we're going to take this and I'm going to, now remember you do have your, have pine cones too, so. And I have 3 of these I'm going to use. Maybe, I'm not sure. Yeah, we'll do 3. See, the good thing about this is you can move it around the way you want it, so it's not that bad. So in between, you're going to want to put something right here and here. So that is where your pine cones come in handy. I'm going to try to fill these up. See how it's filling up? So when I do our ribbon wreaths, this is the same concept. We put ribbon here instead of the loops. Same exact concept. So that's fun to do. Now I can do a single bow. I can't do that bunchy bows, but I did buy the little machine so I can learn how to do it. So I'm really excited because I'll be adding that to my wreaths really soon. See how full it's already looking? So then we're going to take our snowman, sorry. Make sure it's dry and you don't burn yourself. Need to clip that too. Take your little floral wire. Really, 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 really easy to do. Oops, that fell off. I'll get it. Should have let it sit a little bit longer. I'm rushing. Trying not this tutorial to be an hour. I know people get restless. So, trying to get all the important stuff in. But you should let your pine cones sit a little longer than that. Alrighty, let me get that. Doing a trim. Not enough to add another glue stick yet. So hold that in a few minutes, not long. We're going to shape this. Okay, so we applied this. You just put this on with your floral wire as well. I have a series of Nana Snowman wreaths, and this is the simple version. I have even more to show you. But as we get closer to Christmas, I'll come out with more Christmas wreaths. So we're going to, this is one of my favorite ones, is this one right here. This is your 14-inch, okay? And I did the blank canvas in the red. And then I did 4 loops on each one. So 2 in the third wire and 2 on the second one. So show you the back. It's very, very, very easy. Not a lot of mess at all. We attached this so it wouldn't fray up, and you're always going to have those 2. You don't even see it. This is your 14-inch wire reform, and it's kind of got like this deep, it's not flat, and that's why it looks so much better. So I'm not going to use a lot with this one. This one is just beautiful on its own. I'm going to do very simple with it. So I have some bells. I'm going to put a couple little of these bells on here. We are going to use our pine cones as well. So when, like I said, when you guys do your wreaths, each one of us is an artist. This is your work of art. So when people see this on their door or in their home, it's a part of you that goes every single season. They are enjoying your art. So what I will recommend is that you please, please, please spray this with the loops. It still sprays. You're going to use your Crayon Adhesive and your Crayon UV. I live in southeast Georgia, very southeast Georgia, very hot, and everything does fade. So we'll go over that in a minute. So you're going to put your pine cones in. You're going to let them sit. Hold them for a few minutes. As you saw earlier, they fall off easy, so you want to hold that in. And you're going to put it right in between your loop. I do the third one going in. Closest to the center is where I'm putting these. So this is nice and fun to do. So when I get a little sign or something, I'll probably add it on this. I kind of like it the way it is, simple and beautiful. I do have, like, you can put gumdrops, you can do anything with that. I even have, odd looking. So I got the pine cones from Target. I paid, they were on sale. So nope, those are Kmart. It was $5. I remember I got those for $5 at the end of the year. I did get some from Target too. I think I used all those. So every year, at the end of the year, if you guys are a bargain person, I am. I try to buy. This last year, because of the death in my family and illness, I didn't get out to get as much as I would hope to. This year I will though, that most definitely. So, just adding it on. So when anyone asks you what kind of wreaths these are canvas wreaths. Because you're doing your blank canvas and then you're adding your loops on it. Same thing with our ribbon wreaths. Blank canvas and then you add your ribbons in it. So, and you can do more than one color. Like I said, I've done many colors together before. But explain to your customers, the more colors they have, the more money it costs. Because every 10-inch roll is a color is more money. So I've used 8 colors before and it adds up. So anyways, and same thing with your football. So, you know, the more stuff you put on it, the more it adds up. So, you know, just move your stuff around. Kind of, so when I get my bow thing in, I'm going to add a bow on top. And I'll add this to my wreath page so everyone can see it. But I'm going to put a bow up here. But I'm waiting for that to come in. It should be in tomorrow. Let's see. Well, I think that would take away from it. Okay, so this is our other wreath, Christmas wreath. So we have learned 4 different ways to make a Christmas wreath today. This is 4 different looks on your Christmas. We have 2 of them with Nana Snowman in it. And then we have the other ones with our decor. So this is really cute. Very happy and pleased with the way they turned out. And please like, share, and subscribe. I do have another tutorial coming out very shortly in the next couple days. We have adhesive spray, Crayon, you're going to spray these twice. You're going to let them sit 20 minutes and you're going to do 2 coats. So then this is your UV resistant. You are going to spray it twice with this as well. And you're going to wait at least 30 to 40 minutes in between each coat and let it dry. Wear your mask. There is warnings on any chemicals. It can harm your lungs. So please wear your mask and spray it outside, never inside. I don't want anyone to get hurt with health issues. So like, share, subscribe, and thank you for watching Carmen Katharine's Wreaths, and I'll see you in a few days.